Sorry about that. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Select all instances visible in view. Let's delete that. Okay, so now another way of accomplishing the same thing, I believe, is for us to go into isolated. So we want to get this rectangular footing at columns, and now we just click the columns. I'm going to again hold down the control key so I can put multiple footings down at once. Okay. Enter. What happened? Come on. Sorry, guys. Oh, I need to hit finish. My mistake. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'm taking up a lot of your time. Control. Okay, here we go. Let's get these columns hooked up. Close that. Okay, I think we got everything. Perfect. I think we're good. Okay, so we found two different, well, I guess the old way plus two new ways of putting in these footings. And these tools will come in handy as we seek to copy a lot of similar type of things throughout this assignment. So let's go back to our project here. Okay, so our columns, basically our entire foundation, I believe, is done at this point. Let's check that. Yeah, it's done. So now we can move on, and we are going to put the steel columns in next, I believe. So we need to put these type of steel columns in. They're going to go from level 1 to level 2, and they are going to be W250 by 17.9. So let's try that. Level 1, structure, column. Do we have that? Yeah, we do. So hopefully you have that as well. W250 17.9. So we're at level 1. We want to place it at level 2. But again, I think we're just going to go at columns. Go to the 3D view. And I'm just going to select. Let me select them. Okay. So all I did here is sorry, I should have explained that better. I just did it. I'm gonna hit cancel. Okay, let's start again here. Structure, column. We picked the right one. I'm gonna go at grids. And now I'm just gonna pick, by holding control, multiple grid lines where I would like my columns to appear. And since these columns, they're going to appear everywhere, so we're going to delete the ones that we don't want. But since there's more places in which we want the columns than there are not, I think we still save time by doing this. So I'm going to hit finish, escape. Let's go to the 3D view. Oh, there's a lot of floating columns. maybe I'm just going to go to a top view for a second. And I'm just going to start selecting the ones that I don't want. What did I do there? And delete those. Shouldn't take me too long. There we go. I'm going to go to a bit of a 3D view here. I also don't think I want these guys at the corners. So I'm going to knock these ones out. And that's it. Now we have all of our columns up here. Okay, so it was a little bit easier to do this than by going point by point over and over again. So let's proceed. We've got our columns. Now we need our beams. So W50 17.9. So these are our beams, and basically we're just creating so-called bays by stretching between every column. I'll show you what I mean. So let's go back to Revit. Let's go to level 2. They're not showing us the columns, so let's go to level 1. Okay, we'll stay here. Beam 250 by 17.9, perfect. Actually, I think I would like to do this differently. Let's see if we have a structural plan. Oh, here we go. Structural plan, level 2. Perfect. So this will be easier to do on a structural plan as opposed to a plan that shows everything. So we're gonna leave the floor plan level 1, open up the structural plans, go to level 2. And here we get a bit more of an abstracted view. It just shows the actual structural columns. So here I'm gonna go to beam, pick W50 times 17.9, and I'm just going to draw lines from there to there, from there to there. Let's go from here to here, from here to here. Oops, I messed that one up. No, I didn't. That one's fine. And I'm just going to go around connecting everything. It's as simple as that. Except sometimes my mouse gets stuck on, it's difficult to go from one column to the next for some reason. So there, escape, I guess you hit escape once, so it deselects the previous beam, then you can continue. So let's go all the way to this intersection. Ah, shoot. Escape. Okay, you guys hopefully are better at this than me. What did I do here? Okay. Beam. Work with me, Revit. There we go. Okay, escape. Now I find the middle again. Boom. Escape. Middle to middle. Escape. Middle to middle. Escape. Nope, I didn't click anything there, and I middle to middle. There we go. Middle to middle. Escape. Middle to middle. Escape. Okay, we're just going to continue going. Outline all the bays. Now here I don't think we connect this because I'll double check that at the end, but I believe that stays empty. It's kind of like a jog in the wall there. And so what we're doing here in essence is we're outlining the structural bays. So these bays are kind of framed by much larger beams, and then those beams are going to have some kind of a truss or joist system. Shoot, I'm going to try not to swear here. That infills the rectangles we're outlining right now. And I know that sounds a bit vague. I'm not trying to be vague on purpose, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. First, we just have to finish outlining this stuff. Okay, almost there. I'm hitting escape between every pair of clicks that I do, just so it doesn't confuse the previous beam with the next one that I'm drawing, finding that's going easier. Let's see if I got this right. I believe that's a beam there as well. Okay, probably one more set of beams down the middle. I think that should be a beam as well. So 1, 2, 3. Otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 bays across the middle. We got that? We got that. So therefore this is also... Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Maybe that is not a bay. This... Okay. So, okay, we're learning how to draw in Revit here, so I'm going to stick to what we're supposed to learn, but just so some of you guys out there, sorry, I keep saying guys, some of the ladies and gentlemen out there, people might see a logical problem here, and I don't want to ignore it. These are all the same size beams, W50 by 17.9, W50 17.9, and so you might say, okay, there's some kind of joist that spans from this beam to this beam. I get it, but in this case, down here, you've got a bunch of joists spanning here, and they connect to a beam that goes from column to column. Same here, column to column, there's a beam and a bunch of joists connecting to it. But what the heck is going on in the middle here? You have a column here, so this beam is supported at one side, but here, nothing. Which means that this beam going from here to here is supporting way more weight because there's no column in the middle under it. This beam is using it as a column. So this point right here is taking lots more structural weight than it seems like it should be. And so I don't want to get any further in depth into that. Maybe all of the beams are oversized, and therefore in this one instance it still works, but that probably wouldn't make sense because then you're spending a whole bunch of more money on these beams than you should be. Logically, this beam should be much stronger than any of the other beams, and it's not. But I think that's beyond the scope of what this assignment is. We are just really looking to learn how to draw beams and joists and things like that. The reason I'm pointing it out is just because, you know, if you guys notice it and the question comes up, this is most likely just a bit of an oversight in the way the assignment was designed. But we're going to proceed by putting that beam in and assuming this is strong enough to handle it. So we're just going to, whether we're right or wrong, we're just going to make that assumption because I don't think it really affects the learning outcomes of this exercise. And there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're done. Okay. Now, everywhere we have joists, W150 by 13. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, the way we're going to do this, we're going to, again, try to make our life a little bit easier. We're going to go to Beam System. And we're going to pick, that's right, here we go, W150 by 13. 150 by 13. And I think in every bay we have the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, and even up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everything gets 6 beams within every bay. So you have a couple of options here. Beam type, we've picked it. W150 by 13. That is what we're supposed to have. Good. Layout rule, fixed number. So it's going to give you a fixed number, let's say 6 in every bay, spaced evenly. Or you can do other options. Fixed distances, you know, 1500 millimeters between every beam or joist. Maximum spacing, so never exceed a certain type of spacing. But we're going to keep it simple. Fixed number, 6. And I am just going to click. You can see that if I hover over a vertical bar, it's going to give me vertical joists. If I hover over a horizontal beam, it's going to project the joists horizontally. And that's what I want. So I'm going to go here. Done. It did all 6 for me. It's doing it for me with one simple click. I'm filling every single bay. So this is a way to make your life a lot easier and draw a lot faster. Okay, now for these guys, they're a little bit special. I want them to project down this way. And for this one, the bottom one I forgot. Oh, same thing. So we want it to project this way. Done. Let's go see what we did. So we've got a structural framing system coming out of this. So far so good. Okay, let's continue. We're actually closer to finishing this than I think it may appear. We have one more bit of drawing to do. and that is described on the next page. We need these two third level projections right here and right here, and I think what we could do, yeah, we're just going to copy them. Sorry, no, we're not going to copy them. We're just going to draw them. There is a way to select an entire floor and copy it to another floor. I don't know if I remember it, but I will try right now. Let me see. I don't think you need it in this case. That's also something I should point out. But if I can recall it, I would like to show you how that works. So I'm going to deselect these. What am I doing? Yeah, good. Filter. No, filters are useful. We're going to use them in a second. No, wait, I'm going to look it up and let you know right now. So I'm going to be back in 1 second.